If you have one of these machines and you've been intimidated by it or struggling on how to use it, go get it out of your box and you can make this beanie hat with me step by step. I've been using this machine now for probably 5 years, and I'll just show you some tips and tricks that I have of using it. And let's get you using your machine because they are so much fun. I'm using a Lion Brand number 4 weighted yarn. Acrylic yarn works really great, and for this tutorial we're going to make a beanie hat step by step together, and this has been edited from a live I did. Double layer beanie hats you can make on these machines is done in tube mode, and so on the side of your machine, if it's a Sentro, there should be a button. There's a T as in Tom, which stands for tube, and then there's P as in Paul, which stands for panels. We want to make sure it's on tube mode. And then on my machine, I like to start on the white needle. That's my 48th needle, and it's a really nice visual for starting and stopping so you can create even rows in the round. And then the first thing we're going to do is we need to cast on. So we're going to take the end of our yarn and we're going to hook it around this white needle. Every needle looks like a hook from the side, and so we want the yarn to hook underneath it so it stays on. The cast on is like a foundation chain if you crochet, and this is what's going to lock our stitches into place. So we hook under our first needle and then we go over the top of the second needle or the number 1 needle. And then we go under and then over and under and over. And this is what we do every other one, under and over, every time around. And the ones that go under, you want to make sure that yarn is getting hooked. And you don't want it to be overly tight, and you don't want it to be too loose either. So it's just touching the front or the back side of the needles. And we just do this one time around until you get back to your starting needle. And I'm cranking with my right hand, I'm cranking forward. As I'm doing this, it's just off screen so you get a better view of what it looks like for the cast on. And then with my left hand, I'm casting on the yarn. And if you don't do a cast on and just start cranking out your yarn without the cast on, they're not going to be locked in place, so they will just unravel if you get it to make the stitches at all. So once we're back around to our white needle, we're going to stop it here. And so here's our white needle. And now we're going to put it into the yarn holder, which is right in front. And it kind of looks like a little tongue or something. And then I'm going to zero out my row counter because the cast on does not count as a row. So to start our first row, we're going to go right in front of that white needle on the right side, and we want to make sure it's seated all the way down the yarn into the yarn holder from the very front all the way through the back. If it goes off to the side at all and is not seated down all the way into the front of the yarn holder, the needles cannot catch the yarn, and then you are going to get drop stitches. So it needs to go all the way down in front. And this is something really good to remember and to check when you have to add like a second or third yarn skein, if you're making a scarf or a bedspread or a blanket or something like that, or if you're changing color. If it looks like this, you're going to get a drop stitch. See how it's off to the side? It's not far enough in for the needles to catch, so it has to be all the way down in front like this. Next, we want to put it into the tension bar. There's 3 holes. There is the large, medium, and small. And so this is a number 4 weighted yarn. I usually put it in the middle hole, but I just don't rely on this tension bar by itself. I use it more just to kind of guide my yarn, and then with my left hand, I use that for tension and to guide my yarn up and into the machine. Not only does this help with tension, it helps it with tuck stitches. The thicker the yarn, I find the more tension it needs, and I am not holding on to this extremely tight. It's just enough to give a little bit of pull for the yarn. The other reason I like to do that, and an added benefit, is because if you have a knot from the factory where they've tied 2 pieces of yarn together, you can feel that before it goes up into your machine and gets it jammed. So you can stop it, you can undo that knot, and then continue to crank out your rows. So this is what I feel is one of my biggest tips, is to use your hand as a tension, not just relying on the tension bar. And that has seemed to really help me to not get drop stitches or tuck stitches. So now as we're cranking out our rows, if you are making an adult size beanie hat, I usually like to go around 120 rows, and that's for an average size head. If you have a little bit larger head, doing more like 125 to 30 can work to get a little bit larger circumference. But kind of the rule of thumb I go with is 120. Now, if you have a thinner yarn, like a number 3 weighted yarn, you also might have to do more rows because the yarn isn't as thick, so you're not going to get as long of a project making a double layer beanie hat. So you kind of have to play with your yarn. A lot of the like Premier yarn, the number 4 Premier anti-pilling yarn, I do the 120 inches or 120 rows, and it works really well. But when I get a new yarn that I haven't worked with before, I kind of do like a test project to see how many rows I need to do, and I might have to vary it just depending on the yarn. Most of the time, one skein of yarn will work as well, but if it's a smaller skein of yarn that doesn't have a lot of yardage, you might have to have 2 as well for making a beanie hat. So it kind of just varies by the yarn depending on what yarn you buy and how thick it is. So you kind of have to play around with that. So if you want to pause here and crank out your rows and get to at least 120, if you want to do an adult size beanie hat, this yarn skein that I ended up using, it was a number 4 weighted yarn, but it was smaller. And so this made more like a toddler to child size beanie hat. It ended up only being 80 rows. But the same principles work for making a beanie hat, no matter if you're making a smaller one for a small child all the way up to an adult. Okay, so now that we have all the rows cranked out, we're going to take the end of our yarn, the tail end, and we are going to cast off. Now you do want a pretty long tail. You want it at least the circumference or at least the length of your machine, because the longer it is, the easier it's going to be to cast off. If it's super short, it's going to be a lot easier to drop the stitches, so longer is better. If you weren't paying attention, like how I do sometimes, and I forget and my tail's really short, just get some extra yarn that you have, tie a little knot to the end of it to make it longer, and you can cast off that way as well, because we just need it for the cast off, and then we're going to cinch it down. So I stopped at my white needle, as you can see, and I have taken the yarn out of the yarn tension bar and also out of the yarn holder. It's only hooked onto the white needle, and now on the number 1 needle, there is no more yarn. So if I continue to crank, that's going to be a live stitch that could potentially drop. So you want to leave it on your machine and take a wide eye plastic needle, and we're going to hook it onto the tail end of our yarn. Like so. And now we are going to pick up each stitch one at a time. And then I just like to put the yarn in the middle of my machine. So here is my 48th needle, the white one that still has the yarn hooked on. This next needle does not have any yarn. So I zoomed in, and as we crank forward, the needle goes down, and you see those 2 little pegs that has 1 loop of yarn over it. That's our stitch that we are going to pick up with our needle. And I like to use my left hand, and I like to do it on the right side of the machine. I pick up the stitches one by one, because the needle that's next to this one, it's still up and it's still holding on that yarn. So it's a lot harder for me to get a drop stitch and have to fix that. And then we're just going to pull our yarn through, and then we go to the next needle and we do the same thing. And I go stitch by stitch picking them up. Some will do multiple, but I find I could accidentally drop a stitch, and then that takes longer for me to fix it. So I do it this way because it just prevents me, hopefully, from not having to fix a drop stitch. I also don't pull too far back because you don't want the loop to fly off those 2 little pegs, because that's a live stitch and it will drop as well. So I just zoom back out a little bit so you can see how that looks a little bit further back, picking up each stitch one at a time until all the fabric is off of your machine. And so this is how we're going to make a beanie hat, and this is how you create that drawstring or cinching effect for our double layer beanie hat. So pause here and you can remove all of your stitches one by one off your machine, and I will meet you back to put the beanie hat together. And so here we are at the end. I just have my last 3 needles that I'm going to remove the stitches from, and the last one will be my white needle. Once your fabric is off of the machine, we can move the machine out of the way. We're not going to need that anymore. So here is our fabric that we had, and we are going to make a double layer beanie hat. So you have the top part of your tube, and then you also have the bottom part of your tube. And we can remove the needle. We don't need that for right now. And we are going to take the tube. I put my arm in it so I can have my hand up at the top. So we have the top and the bottom part of our tube. Put your hand through, hold on to the top part of the tube, and pull the top part of the tube down to the bottom part of the tube so both ends of the tube line up together. Now that both ends are together, the top part where the two ends of the tube come together, this is going to be the top of your beanie hat that you are going to cinch close, and then this is going to be the bottom part of your beanie hat. So find the tail ends of the yarn for both the bottom and top part of the tube, and then we are going to take each one. You can do them both together, but I'll show one at a time how we cinch it closed by just pulling on it. And so it's just like a drawstring. We're going to pull it so it comes together as like a circle, and the fabric might kind of want to curl in, so you just need to kind of fold out those stitches a little bit so they line up nicely, and cinch one close. So that's one side. And then we're going to take the other tail end of the yarn. And so you can see here's what it looks like. There's it cinched together. And then now take the second layer, find the tail end of it, and we're going to cinch him closed as well. And again, just kind of working the fabric if you need to make sure it folds in right and lays down nicely together. So that just takes a little bit just to kind of work the stitches around to get them to lay flat, and then finish cinching it closed like so. So now what we want to do is take both tail ends from the inside and outside layer, and I like to put a knot, and that just keeps the inside layer up and tight against the outside layer at the top of your beanie hat. And so I just put in a few knots, which are pretty straightforward. If you have more of a delicate yarn, just don't pull too hard, because you can break your yarn that way if you pull it too tightly. So just enough to get it to close, and I tie them a few times just to secure them. Now my ends are pretty long, so I'm just going to cut them a little bit short and at the same length, just so they're a little bit easier to work with. And now what we want to do is to secure this part that we cinched close. And the one thing my grandma taught me, well, she taught me a lot of things, but one of the things my grandma taught me when crocheting a beanie hat, and same goes with this hat, is if we don't sew this back and forth together up at the top a little bit to keep it closed tightly, after the beanie's been worn and washed and stuff, that hole can open up again. So we want to keep it tight and cinched closed. So we just take our same needle again, and we're going to use the tail ends of our yarn, and we're going to just sew it back and forth with our needle. And I'm trying to go through both layers back and forth, and this is just going to keep it tight and secure, and also so our project doesn't unravel, because we went through all this effort, we don't want it to unravel. So I'm going to do this on the outside, and then I'm going to also do this on the inside as well. And I probably sew back and forth maybe between 6 to 10 times, just depends kind of on my mood and how much yarn I have left over and how much I have to secure it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. I just take the needle and I stab it down through the middle of the hat, all the way through to the inside, pull those yarns through to the other side, and then again we're going to sew back and forth between like that 5 and 10 times to secure everything down together. And as I do that, I try to get both layers. Okay, and now that I sewed it back and forth a few times, I'm going to take both of those ends again, and we are going to knot them down again. I probably do about 4 knots again just to secure everything one more time. And lastly, the best part about a double layer beanie hat is you have 2 layers, so we can hide those little ends in between those 2 layers. So since there's 2, take that needle again with the ends of your yarn and just put it in between the 2 layers so it doesn't go through to the inside. So you kind of just have to fill around a bit and then have it pull out through any part of the hat that you want. Pull them completely through and then pull on those ends kind of tightly. Take your scissors, cut off any excess, and then the little ends will just hide right in between there. And your hat is complete. You did it, guys. You have made your first beanie hat on your 48 needle circular knitting machine. And this one's a double layer, so it can be worn either way. And I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you notice that your stitches don't look as even, if some look a little bit loose, some look a little bit tighter, work on tension. Of course, everything takes practice, and also it can be how fast you're cranking your machine. You might need to go a little slower or a little faster. But now you can just play with your machine and make beanie hats and continue practicing to make it. So please hit that like and follow and subscribe button for more free tutorials, and happy crafting, everyone.